Welcome. The Florida House Bill 913 became effective July 1st, 2025, and makes a significant change to how condominium associations must handle electronic voting for elections. Whether you're a manager or board member, it's critical to understand how these changes affect elections and owner participation. For reference, we are dealing with Florida Statute 718-128, which is applicable to condominium associations. 718-128, titled Electronic Voting, outlined in 6 subsections the steps necessary to adopt electronic voting for an association, how owners could opt in and opt out of the online voting system, and the requirements to ensure the integrity and secrecy of the votes. There have been 2 changes to subsections 1 through 6. Also, a new subsection 7 has been added to address new requirements for associations that have not adopted an electronic voting system. The first change is to subsection 4. Previously, boards were required to provide a 14-day notice for the meeting to adopt the resolution for online voting. All of that notice language has been stricken. Therefore, only a standard 48-hour board meeting notice would be required for a meeting to adopt a resolution for online voting. Next, the language for item 6 has been entirely replaced. The new subsection 6 states, if at least 25% of the voting interests of a condominium petition the board to adopt a resolution for electronic voting for the next scheduled election, the board must hold a meeting within 21 days after receipt of the petition to adopt such resolution. The board must receive the petition within 180 days after the date of the last scheduled annual meeting. So the key numbers, if owners want to compel the board to adopt online voting, are 25% of the voting interests are required to petition, and the petition must be submitted to the board within 180 days after the last scheduled annual meeting. Some examples of electronic voting platforms that are compliant with the Florida Statute 718-128 subsections 1 through 6 are Host, Election Buddy, Simply Voting, Vote HOA Now, and Get Quorum. Next, a new 718-128 subsection 7 has been added. It opens with the statement in 7A, unless the association has adopted electronic voting in accordance with subsections 1 through 6. Accordingly, this indicates the guidelines that follow are only applicable if the association is not using a software platform for electronic voting. Subsection 7A continues. The association must designate an email address for receipt of electronically transmitted ballots. Electronically transmitted ballots must meet all the requirements of this subsection. So the first step, if the association does not have an electronic voting system, there must be an email address designated to receive ballots. Additionally, ballots must meet all the requirements in subsection 7, which we will walk through next. Subsection 7B states, a unit owner may electronically transmit a ballot to the email address designated by the association without complying with Statute 718-112-2D4 or the rules providing for the secrecy of ballots adopted by the division. The association must count completed ballots that are electronically transmitted to the designated email address, provided the completed ballots comply with the requirements of this subsection. In short, owners may submit ballots to the designated email address without regard to the rules providing for secrecy, and the association must count them toward quorum as well as the votes. Subsection 7C goes on. A ballot that is electronically transmitted to the association must include all of the following. 1. A space for the unit owner to type in his or her unit number. 2. A space for the unit owner to type in his or her first and last name, which also functions as the signature of the unit owner for purposes of signing the ballot. 3. The following statement in capitalized letters and in a font size larger than any other font size used in the email from the association to the unit owner. Waiving the secrecy of your ballot is your choice. You do not have to waive the secrecy of your ballot in order to vote. By transmitting your completed ballot through email to the association, you waive the secrecy of your completed ballot. If you do not wish to waive your secrecy but wish to participate in the vote that is the subject of this ballot, please attend the in-person meeting during which the matter will be voted on. Subsection 7, D adds. A unit owner must transmit his or her completed ballot to the email address designated by the association no later than the scheduled date and time of the meeting during which the matter is being voted on. Based on this new subsection, it appears necessary for associations to prepare a fillable ballot in PDF or Word format that may be submitted by owners via email to the designated email address. The ballot should include the association name, meeting description, meeting date and time, and instructions on how to complete the ballot. Check boxes or text boxes for candidate selections, and the required text boxes for the owner's first name, last name, and unit address. Also, it is recommended that the waiver of secrecy notice be included on the ballot. The ballot should then be sent via email to all owners with a message that includes the waiving of secrecy statement. The ballot should also be posted on the website. While this is a suggested best practice, please know that, per the statute, as long as email is received at the designated email box with all of the necessary information, it must be counted as a ballot regardless of formatting. As an alternative, you may choose to simply send an email to the owners letting them know that they have the ability to vote via email and provide them with the necessary information to do so. Be sure to include the waiving of secrecy statement as required by the statute. Finally, subsection 7, E notes. There is a rebuttable presumption that an association has reviewed all folders associated with the email address designated by the association to receive ballots if a board member, an officer, or an agent of the association, or a manager licensed under Part 8 of Chapter 468, provides a sworn affidavit attesting to such review. So all folders associated with the email address designated by the association to receive ballots, the inbox, spam, junk, etc., must be checked for ballots. Then, a board member, officer, agent, or manager must provide a sworn, notarized affidavit attesting to this thorough review of the folders. In summary, if a condominium association has not adopted an online system for electronic voting, they must 1. Designate an email address to receive electronic ballots. 2. Inform owners of their ability to submit electronic ballots to the email address, the information required, and their secrecy waiver rights. 3. Do a thorough search of the folders and count all of the ballots received through the designated email address. 4. Submit a sworn affidavit of compliance. The amendments to Florida statute under HB 913 represent a significant step toward modernizing the voting framework for condominium associations, even when traditional online voting systems are not adopted. Going forward, associations that embrace these changes thoughtfully stand to improve owner participation, transparency, and electoral legitimacy.